Nicki Minaj, my nigga, chill. It's the Going Off podcast with the Rap Critic and Muse. Oh boy, we got a show for you today.
What the hell is going on?
What the hell is going on?
It's funny. It's Cool Hand Nick all year round until she fucking drops an album and it doesn't perform as well as she would have hoped. Now, Katy Perry, as we talked about, she waited like a whole year to be like, oh, you know, I was a little disappointed to see that my album didn't sell that great. And that was about it. You didn't see Katy Perry lashing out, blaming the streaming services and every one of her relevant peers.
And you know what I didn't like about it? Like, her defenders were saying, oh, no, see, like, it felt like everything that was, like, very clearly obvious, like, she's kind of just complaining. She put an LOL, but it's like the LOL you put in when you're trying to soften the blow of what you're saying, but you're really kind of angry about it. You know what I mean? This is what she said. I put my blood, sweat, and tears into writing a dope album only for Travis Scott to have Kylie Jenner post a tour pass telling people to come see her and Stormy. LOL, period. I'm actually laughing, period.
I'm actually laughing right now. Believe me, guys, for real. I'm not fazed in the slightest, you guys.
You know what I'm saying? This is like, and, you know, the thing is that Queen broke records being number one in 86 other countries, you know? Like, just not the U.S., you know? But you said it was number one in 86 countries, so there. And it's just like that stinks of bitterness. You're fine. You're still a millionaire. Like, no one's, you know, like, literally no one would have made this big of a deal about it if she wouldn't have done this. And now it especially looks like, oh, like, you know, it's one of those, the fact that you're bringing it up means that it's obviously getting to you. And so the internet, being the ravenous dog that it is latching onto that and basically being like, you mad. And it's causing her to respond even further and get angry. And it's like, it's all her, like, trying to explain away why she wasn't number one in this country to people who weren't asking. You're not supposed to let them see you sweat. Like, if you're a boss like that, like, this is the insecurity and bitterness that I kind of heard on the album last week.
Did you see the other tweet where she just went, do you know how many subscribers I have on Spotify? In all caps? Like, alright, look, I'm having a hard time believing any of this is genuine. And that's weird because then if it isn't genuine, why would you do it? No record label would ever say, hey, Nicki, you're not selling enough albums, go on Twitter and complain about it, that'll sell more. Like, that's not a strategy, right?
She had one tweet that said, people are calling me thinking I'm huffing and puffing. OMG, y'all, this is sarcasm / dry humor. Yikes. I'm having the most iconic time. Just like, really?
Is this normal behavior? Like, is this the typical Twitter experience you get from following Nicki where she just acts super mad about shit all the time, but does it out of irony?
That's why I'm saying it can't be an act, because someone saying this, someone saying, I was totally joking, you guys. That's not what you do if this is a strategy. That is an honest to goodness. I mean, unless she's like, her label's giving her psychology classes on how people react to things, I'm gonna assume Occam's razor and assume that she legitimately is just like, you know, it comes through the text, you know what I mean? Then people started coming at her for including the Fifi song, you know, because at first, you know, people were talking about that, but now that she added it on, you know, that talk is flaming up again, and people are saying, oh, you know, you're working with a pedophile and you're trying to get money from working with him. And she had a pretty good retort, I think. She basically said, well, it's not fair that Tekashi 6ix9ine works with, you know, I'm not the first person Tekashi 6ix9ine worked with. He worked with other people in the industry, including Trippie Redd, whom we're about to review this week. And no one said anything until I did it. Like, there was an article that's like, oh, is Nicki Minaj enabling, like, predators? And, you know, yes, in a way she is. That is definitely a true thing. But on top of that, it's like, how come you only want to have this conversation when it's her? But then Nicki Minaj went on to basically kind of say, like, well, Lady Gaga, she worked with R. Kelly and nobody da-da-da. And it's like, okay, whoa, that's not true. That is totally not true. People totally shat on, Lady Gaga. And I remember that because she went back and did like other versions of it.
I remember Chance the Rapper was getting some flack because he had R. Kelly on tour with him or something.
Yeah.
Like, there are plenty of fucking, creeps and skeevy, shady assholes in the industry that you can honestly probably take issue with people working with most people.
Yeah,
at this
exactly.
point.
That's
like,
the thing.
Like, everybody has done something problematic, and that's not to excuse the people who have worked with pedophiles or the pedophiles themselves. I'm just saying, like you're saying, Nicki isn't the first person to have worked with 6ix9ine. Now, I'm wondering if it's because Nicki still kind of has a, does she still have a younger audience? I kind of have a feeling she might.
Oh, most definitely.
And she also has her foot in the fucking pop game, too. And what we've talked about on the show before is that people just have a preconceived opinion on rappers and don't really expect too much. They already think they're misogynistic and homophobic. So when a rapper like Trippie Redd, who maybe not a lot of people are familiar with, works with 6ix9ine, maybe people in the rap industry and community are like, but maybe not a whole lot of people even know what's really going on. Nicki has the number 2 album in the country right now.
Your eyes are on her.
I'm wondering if that has something to do with it, as well as she already has the background of having a brother who also did some...
That's what I was also about to say. It's just like, well, that's especially bad in your case, because we're already kind of like, you already supported your brother in that
You were
sort of
already
thing.
called out for this shit before, yeah.
Yeah, and so, it like, I don't think it's directly related. Like, I highly doubt Nicki Minaj was like, ooh, Tekashi 6ix9ine is a pervert? I want to work with it. Like, I doubt that's how that went.
There's a lot of industry politicking and everything that goes into that we just don't know. We don't know who presented that. Like, I remember when we reviewed Astroworld, we found out later that, like, Travis Scott himself didn't really have a whole lot to do with getting all those people on the album, like Stevie Wonder and John Mayer. Like, that was all the label pulling the strings, getting like, we need these people on the album. Like, those probably weren't even his idea.
Travis Scott is an industry-created Kanye, is what you're trying to say.
I don't know how much say Nicki really had in that, so I don't know. I feel weird judging the artist on things like that. Now, sure, it's easy to say that, oh, you could have said no or whatever, but you don't really know that for sure. Like, we find more and more skeevy shit about
like contractual
Hollywood.
Obligations and shit.
All of that. Like, maybe if it's one of these fucking cross-promotion things, like, oh, you did this, and now we gotta pay this label back, and we gotta have him on here for this reason. We don't know. And if anyone in the comment section does have some information on that, a little bit of background, I'd love to see it, because I'm interested in that type of shit, but I can't say for sure whether or not she's responsible for that.
And I'll say this. It's not like, artists sit around all day. They're not like you and me. They don't have time to look up every celebrity sometimes and see everything that they're doing. You know what I mean? They don't have the list of who are the unproblematic celebrities that it's okay to work with. That's not a thing. R. Kelly, there's no excuse. There's absolutely no excuse at that point, because he's been around for a couple of decades. But Tekashi, I could see someone being like, oh, what? But, until you see the fucking video where he's walking out of court with a bag of money talking about, I'm a happy rapist. It's like, oh, wow. Oh, man. Okay. Like, and I understand, he's being ironic. This being ironic shit is getting y'all fucked up. Learn how to use humor, goddammit. Y'all
don't know what irony and satire and sarcasm are.
Imagine if at the end of the OJ case, OJ took out a camcorder and is like, haha, I'm the happy murderer. But see, I'm saying it ironically because I didn't actually kill my wife. But see, the point is I got off of murder. So I'm saying it ironically. I'm a happy murderer. No, I'm a happy murderer would have been on the 6 o'clock news. This week, we were requested by Bunker King to review Coldplay's Prospekt March / Viva La Vida.
Coldplay is a group that I've never been particularly into, so this is the first time ever listening to a full album of theirs. This is considerably different, though. This is a different approach, a different sound for Coldplay, co-produced by Brian Eno, who worked extensively with David Bowie. Very experimental in his music back in the 70s and 80s. Made it a point to have every song on the album sound different. Made that like a prerequisite almost. They all need to sound different.
Well, is that what he thought about going into this album?
Yes, this one, yeah.
Oh, wow. Okay, I've got some disappointing news.
I wasn't even sure what this album was, because looking at the album cover and looking at the tracks and listening to it, I was thinking this was going to be like a concept album.
Me too, especially with the big hit single, Viva La Vida. I mean, Viva La Vida is like the lifeblood of this album. You needed this halfway through to keep you fucking awake, especially after the Chinese sleep chant, which, why is it Chinese?
Viva La Vida is easily, far and away, the best song on the entire project, in my opinion.
Maybe the best thing that's happened to their entire career, honestly.
It's the big hit, it's the one everyone remembers. I've always liked it a lot, and I didn't even care for Coldplay, but I was a really big fan of the song. Listening to the rest of the album, it sounds like this song captured what were tried on other songs, but done the best, all in one. And it's like you don't even fucking need the rest of the album.
The rest of the album.
Because Viva La Vida is so damn good. Let's just say, doesn't start on the best foot.
Dude, what? Okay, as an intro, trying to, I guess, let you know what the album's gonna be about, it definitely is like, yep, this is going to be boring, pseudo-feel-good music. That if you're not ready for this, you might as well just stop this album right now.
Life in Technicolor sounds like a PlayStation 1 title screen. It goes on for way too long to be an intro, which I guess is just meant to be its own track since it isn't called an intro, but only after the 2-minute mark do you get some shouting and drum fills that kind of mix it up. But by that point, it's too fucking late. It's just, I've already checked out at that point.
The first time I listened through this album, you know, you know how I do. I like to listen through it, just listening and letting it just wash over me. And then the second time I look at it more analytically. The first time I was bored to death with an album that was supposed to be playing in the background. And then the second time, I actually was like, oh, wait a minute, there was that special moment, and I actually like that song. And I was like, wow, why? I just forgot all of these, even though they're not that bad individually, but like just listening through to it, like it wasn't capturing me. But it wasn't until I was listening to it more deeply where I caught, like I said, the Cemeteries of London, the imagery in that one, the killer violins in Yes. Absolutely loved what they were doing there, and the little, I think it was like the hemiola, the burp it, that was pretty cool. And then of course you had Strawberry Swing, which was, I feel like, the first. A lot of this album feels very flat mixing wise. It feels like real drums don't actually hit you until Strawberry Swing.
I don't think I got that. I don't think I picked up on that per se myself.
Okay, it felt flat to me up until Viva La Vida and Strawberry Swing, where it felt like, okay, these are songs.
That's funny. Strawberry Swing was one of my like least interested tracks in the whole thing. I was like,
I'll
that
say
didn't
this.
grab me at all.
It's their brand of happy music. It has the feeling of like, you know, if you get to the end of the movie and you've lost a lot, but you still got one or two things. So that's how we're riding. You know, it's like the sort of Pyrrhic victory sound of happy music, you know? The day could be blue or gray, but it doesn't mean anything if I'm not with you. It's like, okay, I get what the lyrics are trying to say. A lot of this just kind of lost me in genericness and his voice, which feels very, it just sounds like tired and bared down upon, but there's nothing in the lyrics that really gets you into that spirit of being, you know, bared down upon. You see what I'm saying? Except for Viva La Vida, which had an amazing storyline, had an amazing illustration and musical accompaniment, which utilized his voice, you know, the beat down king who's lost everything. That worked there. But everywhere else, it just feels like, come on, man. Like, can you step just a couple of tracks up?
Chris Martin sounds like a less interesting Tom York from Radiohead.
Ooh, okay. So there's one song where, remember how I said Tom York reminds me a bit of Damon Albarn? I know these are all like British in their 40s guys.
Yeah. There's definitely a trend going on here, yeah.
But, you know I love Damon Albarn. You know that's my joint. There was one song where they literally said, hey, that's they really liked this one song by Blur. And so they tried to make that song, and they literally said, like, but because we're not good enough, we just gave up on it and we made something else. Like, okay, man, you're just giving your hand away right now. Like, and I think it's the same thing, something similar they said about the song Yellow. Which was their first big hit. And I remember when that song came out, because I was like, what the fuck is this? In fact, I remember when Viva La Vida came out, I was flabbergasted that it was the same group.
There was a story I heard about, it came out after David Bowie had died, but Coldplay approached David Bowie to do a song together. And they sent the song to David Bowie, and they were like, so, what do you think? And Bowie just goes, it's not very good, is it?
Holy shit!
And you know what? I didn't even need to hear the song. I know he's right. Because, like, look, man, I didn't hate any of the songs on this album, but my God, I hated having to listen to it.
Yeah, it's weird. And you know what it is? Right around that Chinese sleep chant song, my ears started perking up, and I went like, wait a minute. This is shoegaze again. And sure enough, I looked it up, and they were like, oh yeah, we were kind of inspired by the shoegaze. I was like, God damn it. Son of bitch, all night.
That was an elaborate troll to get you, but they got you.
Like, look, I would listen. This is great lullaby music. All right, this is a great, put that on, and then maybe, play Viva La Vida. That's the one that wakes you up so you can have your, just a little bit so you can have a lucid dream or whatever. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I see it. This is the literal definition of a sleeper hit. This is perfect for you. You know? But outside of that, as soon as I wake up, I'm turning it off, man. These are songs you hear right before you die, man. Like, this is not joyful. It doesn't bring anything out of you. And there's some places where it works. Like I said, Cemeteries of London. I mean, music you hear before you die. So it's Cemeteries of London. All right, that works. Is that the one where it's like, those who aren't dead, they're not dead. They're just living in my head or whatever?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah, I dig it. I dug the imagery, and then the little switch up in the middle, that was cool, because there was creative stuff happening, you know what I'm saying?
Cemeteries of London kind of had they sounded a little like U2. That song in particular, music and what Chris Martin had going on. It had a nice groove to it at points, and that's why it's one of my favorite songs on the album. A lot of the songs, because I did your method of rating all the songs and then taking the average, a lot of the songs do kind of hover around the 3.5.
That's exactly what I was about to give this album. It's a perfect 3.5.
I took the average. Mine was actually a 2.6. So my favorites, and I'm using that term very loosely, were Cemeteries of London. I liked 42. I liked the strings on that one. It was kind of boring, but again, halfway through, it switched up and got catchy. That's my main issue with this album, is that so many of these songs are like 2 or 3 songs, and only one of the 2 or 3 are interesting. So it's like, man, I really like that 1 minute of that one song, What am I gonna do with that? I had to sit through 2 minutes before I even got to that good part. I'm not gonna do that again.
Yeah, exactly.
Why would I waste my time? Yes, Lovers in Japan was alright. Violet Hill was okay. I liked the Life in Technicolor 2.
Yes,
because it had lyrics, but
it was a song.
It was a song, but with that comes that it was twice as long as the original, and I don't know if I wanted that. But man, besides that one song, you can keep
the entire second part. Yeah.
I did not need that Lost remix with Jay-Z. What the hell was that?
The lyrics actually aren't that bad. They're actually pretty cool the way he flips shit throughout a lot of the verse, but it doesn't fit at all.
You get this fucking funeral dirge of...
Yeah.
And then Jay-Z pops in like, yeah, I gotta do my usual flow over this fucking dirge. How's this gonna work? And it's like, who called him up? Why do they think the song needed Jay-Z of all people?
This song sounds like The Favor. Like, you know, oh, you got me on the remix for your song. Thanks, Jay-Z. Well, I mean, all right, come on ours, man. You gotta, come on, man, you know? Fucking
Jay-Z sitting there like, oh man, Coldplay is gonna call me up any minute wanting to be on this new joint, and I just gotta duck him. I gotta dodge him. I don't want to have anything to do with him.
And the thing is, he raps, he, like, kind of sings, like, the last line of the chorus right before he raps, and as soon as you hear him saying it, it's just like, yeah, this doesn't sound right. Like, as soon as he starts, like, because this is like, these aren't even the type of words you would say in a song. Just wait until the shine wears off. Yeah, I gotcha. Like, no, you don't say that sort of stuff. That's not you. I'm just waiting until the shine wears off. That's not what Jay-Z says. Jay-Z's shining all the fucking time. What are you talking about? This music sounds like rock music on the radio today for the last 10 years. It's very soft. It's very perfect for the commercial. You know, like, like, this is, oddly enough, I think, in its own way. Now, I feel like this is definitely more artistically trying.
My takeaway with the album is that if you heard any of these songs in a drama on TV, you knew one of your favorite characters was about to die. Like, if you fucking hear one of these songs kick up, it's like, grab those tissues, motherfucker. Chris Martin, I don't know what it is, but I don't associate Chris Martin with happiness.
Yeah, you know what it is? Chris Martin seems like he's in a band in the 2000s, and he's actually really popular, and he's not Nickelback. You know, you'd think there would be a little bit more, like, respect for him. You know what I mean? But he doesn't seem to treat his own music that way. Like, you know, with the Yellow song, they interviewed him and they're like, you know, why'd you come up with the song? And he was just like, I don't know, I was having a giggle with me mates, and we was just like, Yellow. And it's just, like, there's no, like, it doesn't mean anything. It's just like, nah, stars aren't even yellow, man. Like, so it's just like, okay, like, these guys honestly sound like they just tripped into a successful career.
Also, on the Going Off podcast, for a little more recent album, we are listening to Life's a Trip by Trippie Redd, member of this year's XXL freshman class. We've talked about him a little bit in the past. You sent me a song of his some time ago, a few weeks back, before we even knew he was in the class because of someone that you were watching out for. And when he wasn't in the freestyle ciphers, everyone was kind of scratching their heads, asking, where's Trippie Redd? Where the fuck is he? He's too good to fucking show up with the rest of the boys. What's his deal? So Darren, having listened to his full-length album, what did you think of ya boy, Trippie Redd?
False alarm. Move along. Nothing to see here.
Oh.
Yeah, man.
Oh boy. You know what? Here's the thing, right? I know the audience loves when you get a good old rough and tumble muse and rap critic disagreement, because it's fun when we shout at each other. But dude, this is such a 2. Like, what the fuck, man? Like, 2 interesting tracks on maybe the whole thing. Average rating on most of these songs is a 3. I'm looking through here, seeing if there are any that actually... No. even listening closer to Dark Knight Demo, listening to the lyrics and everything.
Oh my god, I had the same experience.
Right? It was like, man, that was like a car speeding down the highway, and you're like, oh man, what the fuck is that? And then it stops at a red light, and you get a real good look at it. And it's like, ugh. I don't know, fucking never mind. Dude, this album sucked so bad. I hated it.
Oh my god.
I'm so...
We gotta do it together. His voice, I got him exactly pinned down. He has like that Ed and Eddie, this is what I think soulful singing sounds like type of voice.
Oh,
we're gonna
shit.
do it together. But then he switches into like, whenever he like, you know, is low on breath when he's singing, he switches into that punk voice, which would be so cool if he knew how to use it.
Oh, but he so doesn't.
Yeah, like, it's just like, we got to put, what's my double D? Double D! Yeah, we got to put it together! And then, like, it's just like, it just spills into that sound, and it's just like, this isn't working.
This is absolutely 100% not it. The scream singing, I wasn't a fan of that. The repetitive nature of the lyrics and the verses and the choruses in a track like, again, going back to Ski Mask, it was acceptable because the production was enough to carry it. That wasn't fucking here. I never want to hear it again. Like, it offered me nothing.
This was the result of Lil Wayne trying to do a rock album. That's what this is. This is the people who he inspired. This is them coming out of the woodwork and going, yeah, I can do a half-assed rock album too. Because, man, you hear acoustic guitar all over this album, and not once does this shit rock. You just hear the track abruptly start, and then you just hear in the background, I'm a rock star. I'm like, and I'm just like, okay, all right, well, fucking come on with it then. Yeah, and not once does it. There's a track called Bang, which absolutely does not. Dude, what is going on?
What the hell is...
Remember what we said last week about Denzel Curry and how, oh, clout Cobain, I'm gonna blow my brains like Cobain. Oh, well, just in case you weren't tired of that fucking cliche at this point, here comes fucking Trippie Redd. He's doing like heavy topics, but you can hear in his voice that he's not taking it seriously.
Yeah, there are two songs in a row, Taking a Walk and Wish, that he makes comments about suicide. I don't know if I should be concerned or not, because it just feels like he's using it as another just thing to throw in a song.
You're like, ooh, don't I sound deep because I said I might just blow my brain, I'd be Kurt Cobain. Ugh. Oh, I left a note on my suicide door for you. Ugh. The worst thing to happen to the music industry today is the fact that Kurt Cobain rhymes with brain. Because I am so fucking tired of hearing people say they're gonna blow their brains like Kurt Cobain. That's another rhyme we gotta retire right there.
Get Eminem on the phone. You forgot one. Look, you can't start an album with Together. It's a 3-minute song that just repeats forever. I thought it sounded okay at first, but then when I realized it was just gonna keep going and not get any better, I honestly, like, after the first track, I was just like, ooh, I don't want to deal with this anymore. Like, if this, and in the back of my head, I'm thinking Dark Knight Demo, like, okay, where the fuck is that? And honestly, like, Dark Knight Demo sounds like it's fucking Viva La Vida. It just occurred to me that it's a decent song that finds itself on an otherwise completely unimpressive, just dull, stale album that's like, oh yeah, where the fuck is this on the entire rest of the album?
And honestly, I feel like this song probably was not made during this album, because I think this song came out a while ago.
I was gonna say, this sounds like it predated it, and they just figured they wanted to throw it on there to boost sales, because it's the one people recognize.
Because I'm just thinking, like, everything else does it. Cause like I said, that was the song that got me hooked, right? I'm listening to it on the context of the album, and the rest of the album already is kind of weighing, my experience down. And then I get to this song, and I'm like, the beat is insane. The beat is doing all the fucking work. Take a moment, count my guap, all these rocks, and I'm thinking like, wait, he's just saying, I'm counting my money, and it doesn't even sound cool. Like, it doesn't even sound epic like he's counting millions of dollars. It sounds like he's counting hundreds at best, like the voice doesn't, it doesn't hit you as hard. And then, like I said, this beat is so fucking epic, and all you're using it is, I'm counting money, and I pulled up in a drop top, she dropped dead, which sounds way cooler than it, you know what I mean? Like, this sounds way cooler than it actually is. The phrase, pull up in a drop top, she dropped dead, would be so much cooler if it was actually, about,
That would have been alright if it wasn't repeated so much.
That's exactly it.
It lost all meaning and all impact when you say, you dropped it over and over again. You're just finished with it.
It is a half-finished song. And
yeah.
And you know what it is? Travis Scott, man. He saved it. When I was listening to it and really going where he says, I don't know what planet I'm on and I'm a king, I don't know what planet I'm on. I'm a king, little bitch, watch the throne.
I hope you still have Eminem on hold. Because in 2018, you are no longer legally able to rhyme elastic.
I knew it.
With Mr. Fantastic. Look, right before this, he references a Soul Calibur character. Then you fucking make a basic-ass Fantastic Four reference that just feels beneath you at that point. If you're gonna be making references, they gotta be somewhat clever, dude.
And even, then the Voldo thing doesn't even, it's just it feels oddly over, I feel like it would fit if the rest of the lyrics worked. It would fit on that type of beat, but, he's saying, I don't know what planet I'm on. I'm a king, bitch. Watch the throne. I feel like Voldo. I'll chop off your arms. What the fuck? Where did we get into Wu-Tang Clan territory out of nowhere?
I wasn't ready.
I'm going to chop off your arm. I should have started the episode like that.
It really feels like he wanted to say a character everyone knows, Baraka, and then well, no, everyone knows Baraka. I gotta go a little deeper. Someone in Soul Calibur, maybe. But then I have no problem referencing fucking Mr. Fantastic. Fuck off!
And but it's the way he, like I said, it feels like this might be freestyled in a way, because there's a part where he repeats the money stretching long, it's like elastic. I'm because he rhymed elastic with fantastic, and then it's 3 bars later, he brings in the money stretched long, it's like elastic, and then doesn't rhyme it, and then just goes back to the I don't know what planet I'm on. So it's just are you just, is this some old dirty bastard shit where you're just drunk and you're not sure what you've actually said yet? Travis Scott comes in with the fucking save. Trippie Red's talking all this, I don't know what planet I'm on, and Travis Scott, he's secure. He's Astroworld, that's my planet. And he might as well just be going, dude, with this verse, he might as well say, oh, by the way, guys, Astroworld in stores now.
He should have just walked up to a fucking microphone and started playing a song from his album into it. Hey guys, you want a thing that isn't a total waste of time? Check out my fucking album.
Dude, I don't, when the music built up and you heard the, the ba 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 ba, when it does the little stall out hemiola thing, with the motivic pattern, and then you hear the Lambo driving like a dragon, can't fall asleep at night cause they attack, and that is the epic imagery that should have been all throughout this song. Fucking dragons can't fall asleep cause enemies are on your back. I wanted to hear some fucking medieval P. Diddy late 90s shit. That's what this should have been.
If you look at the album cover, and then you listen to the album, it's not what you'd expect. That fucking album cover is elaborate, it's interesting, it's got a lot of shit going on, This album has nothing going on.
This album sounds like it's made by someone who's a fan of the type of music that would warrant this album cover. And that he's just imitating it, but he's still got to talk about how he's fucking your bitch and getting lots of money, and you know what I mean? But that type of guy, he would still say stuff about like suicide and shit, like, we're dark.
I'm gonna run through it super quick because I noticed some people in the comments go, oh, they didn't even talk about blah blah blah. Okay, fine. Together is a shitty opening track. It's boring and repetitive. Taking a Walk. I like the beat, but it's chill and fun, but the lyrics suck. Wish. Very catchy intro and chorus. Two tracks in a row.
No chorus.
3 minute. Starts repeating after the 1 minute mark. You gave me a 3-minute song, but only 1 minute of organic material. And then you just repeated it again for 2 more minutes. I'm not here for that. That is lazy. Missing My Idols is Trippie's XXL Freshman freestyle.
Yeah.
Put to a beat. I will say, when Trippie actually feels like he wants to rap is when I'm interested.
Mm-hmm.
Because he's not bad. Like, when he actually raps on Missing My Idols, it's like a breath of fresh air. It's like, holy shit, why weren't you doing this for the rest of it? But problem is, the beat's fucking boring.
Yeah.
So, I don't even care that much. And then again, if you actually read into the lyrics, that they're not even worth highlighting because they're not that great. Forever, ever, fucking Young Thug.
I'm gonna say this about Young Thug. His voice is developing into a very fascinating register of tenor.
His voice was the least annoying thing about his chorus, but it was still bad and I didn't want it.
It's one of those voices where, like, I can get just listening, because you're not gonna catch a lot of what he's saying anyway. I got it. You know what I mean? But then you hear, like, would you love me forever, ever, baby? And then, would you fuck me forever, ever, baby? I'm like,
Who said romance was dead? You gonna fuck me forever or not?
The verse off, I know I've been in love for a while. You gonna make me fall in love for a while. Alright, I'm done.
But here is where I knew that you were about to ready to punch out during bird shit. I just want to read this out. Alright? All that bullshit for the birds, A. You ain't saying shit but a word, A. Shitty N-words, you some turds, A. Hating on a boy cause I'm in first place.
Okay, wait, I actually have to listen to it again because I want to get this right. I want to get the way he was singing it. This, keep in mind, he's saying the lyrics, I'm in first place. Lyrics that one would assume would be celebratory. I'm in first place. Yeah, I'm in first place. Like, you don't sound like it. Like,
and then someone was like, dude, come on. And then it was like,
I'm in first place. Got the battery kicked into him.
His fucking... That song was so awkward. Like, the pacing was awkward.
Again, it sounds freestyled.
A really good example of that is Bang. I could not tell you what the fuck that song is about. I wrote down 1-sentence summaries. Chorus. I can't do this shit anymore. Refrain. Baby, yes, you're mine. Baby, yes, you're fine. Verse? Typical brag rap about having money and guns. Like, how are you gonna go from, I just don't know if I can do this anymore, to, I'm trying to woo this fucking lady friend, to, I'm just gonna brag about shooting people, and, like, this is all over the goddamn place, and not in a good way.
And it's the same thing on Forever Ever, where, the song is, would you love me forever? Would you fuck me forever? Would you kiss me forever? Okay, I'm with it. The song's about love, right? And he even starts the verse, I know I've been in love for a while. You're gonna make me fall in love for a while. Hey, he's repeating the word. Maybe it's just so important that he's in love with this woman that, this whole time he's just gonna be gushing about her. Allow me to count the ways in which he loves her. Yeah, nigga fresher than some Colgate, hanging with some big gorillas, and they go ape, talk down, pussy nigga, you be a cold case. Yeah, cause I'm forever a thug, ever a thug. But would you love me forever, baby? And then he says, what does he say with Young Thug? He says, Baby, I'm forever in love, forever in love. Make me feel better in love. Well, when I said I love you, bitch, I said it was love. Oh, her heart doth swoon.
Can we mention real quick Oomp's Revenge, okay? Because we talked about this briefly on Denzel Curry's album, Blackest Balloon.
A lot of people in the rap game have, like, dead brothers and cousins, man. Jesus Christ. Because of police brutality.
Both tracks, Blackest Balloon and Oomp's Revenge, like, the intro where he's like, man, it's like, when I say shit in my raps, it's like it comes true.
Oh,
it's like I'm able to tell it's like, okay. It's a little late in the album to be this, like, deep and thoughtful and personal, but you know what? I'm willing to give you a chance. What do you got? And then it's just like, yeah, it's got, like, a cool throwback beat, but other than that, and other than mentioning his brother once, like, it has nothing to do with it.
Yeah, it's all about how he's gonna get money, and how he's gonna fuck bitches, and how he's gonna, it's just like... And then, okay, let's really talk about sequencing, right? Oomp's Revenge starts off with, somehow, my songs always apply to my real life, like, I be predicting the future. I think I'm good at that shit. Not even half a second before this song has started, the song before it is Shake It Up, which is, bitch shake your ass, baby shake that ass, shake that pumpkin pie, twin sisters side by side. Really? Is this the appropriate thing to follow it with? Oh, I feel like I can tell the future. Excuse me, just got done telling these bitches to shake their asses. Like, this shit don't fit unless your prophecy, your biblical prophecy, is that you're gonna get two bitches to shake their asses for you.
And look, no one's shaking their ass to this album.
No. Shake It Up that is not playing in the clubs. It's not. It's barely 2 fucking minutes.
Yeah, it's really fucking short for, like, what is supposed to be, like, a club song. Yeah, a lot of these are. Like, Oomp's Revenge is really fucking short, too. Gore. When I say repeating lines, sometimes it's alright, but even if it kills me, even if it kills... What? Even if what? Like, you gotta give me context, dude. Like, when I hear fucking Drake say, hey man, I'm making sure the whole North Side eats, but still, there's some people wishing really bad things for me. It's like, you know what? You're giving me a little context, but still, you're not telling me why. You're not telling me who. Like, why am I supposed to care about any of this when you're not telling me anything about you? Like, I don't care about you. And then he goes into a fucking... Like, I'm not gonna lie, I got no shame. I couldn't make it through Underwater Fly Zone.
Whoa! That was the one song I liked.
Are you
kidding? Song that I was like,
no.
Oh man, if this had come earlier in the album, I think you would have appreciated it more.
I think if it came any earlier, I wouldn't have made it through the rest of the album. I would have turned that shit off.
No. I think this song actually, it is dampened by the rest of the album, but I think as far as, like, musically, I feel like it's on point. The whispering at the end kind of cheapened it.
He whispered?
Yeah, you don't remember that? I don't have anyone show. I was like, what are you doing? Stop it. Cause the song, okay, some songs, cause I'll say it, some songs can be repetitive. It's okay. Not every song needs to be, 1985 by J. Cole. I get it. But, if the phrase is strong enough, I think it, or if it touches something that I feel works with the music, then I feel like you gotta give it props. And I feel like Underwater Fly Zone, with its strange song title, when you're listening to it, you get that it's supposed to be about losing someone important to you. I at least got the understanding of what the context of the song was. I at least could understand, and I could feel the emotion a little bit. This is what every other song wanted to do, but it got bogged down with the same old shit about trying to come off as more, problemed and more deep than you actually are. It's like, dude, it doesn't have to be that deep, man. Just have fun. Oh, what was it? Was it the Uka Uka song? That was just like, dude, the mix for that was horrible. It was like this backwards, forward sounding beat. It was like, and I could barely hear what he was rapping.
I actually liked the beat on that one, but I wasn't a fan of him.
Ew. No, I hated it. Especially since it's called fucking Uka Uka, which is a Crash Bandicoot villain. And I was like, oh shit, what's he gonna do with this? Just fucking play a backwards beat really loud in your ear while just talking about the same old shit. While saying, swear I want no pressure. No, swear I want no pressure. I don't care about that phrase. That doesn't mean anything. You know what I'm trying to say? Like, is this impacting? Like, I feel like if you're gonna have something simple like that, it needs to mean something. And that, a phrase like that needs more context than just the sentence in and of itself, And we haven't even talked about the most boring of them all. The honorary -1 rating song, How You Feel. The most repetitive of them fucking all. You hear this beat, first of all, it sounds like it's clipping in the background. Like, you can hear, you know how when you repeat a certain beat and it's like, it's not perfectly synced up so that you hear a little clip at the tail end of it? I kept hearing that and I was just like, giving them the benefit of the doubt, it sounds like they're doing this, like, purposely, like, ooh, doesn't it sound cheap on purpose? But it's just like, the rest of the album hasn't earned you the, I'm doing something wrong on purpose sort of thing. So now this is just annoying me. And then when I even tried to give it a little bit of, like, credence, you heard the clip again, and the next thing you heard was, like cookies to a Girl Scout, a nobody, a mush mouth. I'm just, and then I guess I'm just trying to know how you feel. Oh, I don't care about who this person he's talking to feels. I really don't. Cause you just spent like 3 fucking minutes just saying, I just want to know how you feel. Just fucking ask her already. Stop wasting my time with this fucking song. Like, go to the woman already. God damn it.
Like, Bang went on for too long.
Yes.
And then How You Feel went on too long. And I was like, when did these songs get so long?
Yeah,
like,
it's like,
he's trying to do both. They were to the point. But then after a while, I was like, nah, I give up.
He's trying to do the pop love song, and he's trying to be the SoundCloud Instagram rapper, and he's not good at either. In fact, it's the few times where he actually decides to rap where it's just like, oh, hey, he actually is talented in one area. And it's weird because, like I said, he has the voice in some places. When he does the, like, I can hear, if he used that right, that could be like a Danny Brown sort of endearing thing.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
But it never comes back around because it's just inconsistently used and it just feels like he doesn't really know what he's doing.
I think it's funny that he managed to pick for his double XL freshman freestyle, like, the one bit of good shit he
and
did on the whole album. And he fucking knew
that was the best song, too.
Yeah, he was like, this is the only... there are no other choices. This is the only one I could fucking bring to the table, because none of these other ones have lengthy enough verses of me saying interesting shit. Missing My Idol's the only one. Of all of the songs on here, I said the average rating is like about a 3, but I did come to an average total score of a 2.
Yeah, I'd say a 2 as well.
The ones I liked marginally better than the other ones, which is only comparing to the rest of the album, were Wish, Missing My Idols, Bird Shit, Dark Knight Demo, and that's it.
I would say Underwater Fly Zone, Dark Knight Demo, kinda, and Wish for the parts of the chorus that were interesting. Whereas, like, tell me what you're wishing for. Maybe you should wish it more. Like, I kind of like that little playful little...
That's catchy.
I was like, okay. But it's just like, for every one moment of that, there was, the Forever Ever Baby, where he says, Young Thug is like, we're like Bonnie and Clyde, but except the shots, like...
Oh, can we... Okay, look, I know it's not a rhyme, but we need to get the Bonnie and Clyde shit out. We need to get the Bobby and Whitney shit out. The fucking tragic
I don't know why
abusive
that's
couple
a thing.
shit.
Like, why are people aspiring for that?
I don't know. It's like the people who don't know the context of fucking Joker and Harley Quinn. It's like all they look at is all they look is what's on the surface, and that's it. Here's a question: is this another case like Designer, where we got the one song that's popping, we gotta quickly rush together and throw an album because people are talking about them?
That's what this sounds like, because it sounds like Dark Knight Demo was a smash. And then this is It Takes Two. You know, the legend where it's like, oh my god, this song was so big. Well, gotta make 7 other songs to go along with it to make an album. And they're like, huh? What? You know, because like I said, a lot of this sounds freestyled. And you know what? I think I understand why he didn't want to do the Double XL freestyle. Because, you know, all he brought to the Double XL original freestyle was one of the best songs on the album. What else was he going to bring from this album? He didn't
have another one. Oh, no.
Let's be real.
What if... Oh, God. How embarrassing would it be if he just showed up and did it again?
He did the same rap. And, like, as you're listening, you're just like, oh, that's kind of a dope first line. And, wait a minute.
And you look at the rappers in the back of the room, and they're all coming to the same realization.
But since they're on stage and they know they're being watched, they know they can't like they can't tell it too much. So they're like, yeah.
They're all nodding their heads, but they're like looking at the floor, just like I can't look up because I'm gonna start laughing or something. Because I knew this motherfucker. Oh yeah, I can't show up. It's the beats. The beats are what's whack. I can't rap up. Fuck you.
Oh, remember that? Remember it's because of the whack beats? Oh man, you better prepare yourself for the fire you're gonna hear on this fucking album.
Oh yeah, that's right. You fucking said if he says that the beats are whack, they better be fucking flawless. No,
not
no
even for the rock album that he wishes this was. Come on, man! You have to have a song eventually that has an up tempo to it. There's maybe like one other song other than Dark Knight Demo that has some like oomph to it where he's singing, and they're mainly just like the mid tempo ballad. In fact, wasn't there one song where it's like I think it might have been Bang, where it started off like, okay, eventually you have to bring in the drums, dude. Gotta do something. Come on, bring in the beat. And then he does, and it's just like, it's barely there. And then it comes out again. And it's just like it stops again. And it's just like, oh, this is called fucking Bang, dude. Like, and you do the voice every now and then. Bang!
And it's important to note, it's not just Bang. It's Bang with an exclamation point.
Right! Get that fucking exclamation point out of here if you're not gonna do anything with it. Even with Missing My Idols, the song, one of the best songs, and it's not saying much, him missing his idols has absolutely nothing to do with the verse. Do you not hear how it's not relevant? Like, do you not hear that? Like, you don't hear how you're talking about, I'm always on the go-go, you a bitch like Tony Romo, niggas come around, now they extinct like dodos. But nowadays, I really miss my idols. What? Oh, you were up in Soho? You've just bagged a chick, Caroline, but her nickname is Coco? Oh, you took her to the telly and now little baby going loco. But you still really miss your idols. Oh,
yeah?
Basically. He said I left and came back like LeBron's Heat days. Huh?
Okay.
Come on, you gotta give it up for that.
Do you like how he tries to flirt with references, but he only does it so often and none of them are good? Like Jimmy Neutron, I told her to have a blast.
He doesn't even say have a blast, he says got a blast, so it's like...
He's doing the fucking Squidward, and what instrument did fucking Yachty or whatever?
You blow my dick like a cello.
Cello. Doesn't even get the goddamn reference right.
It's like, it's almost there.
You're telling me no one in the studio watched Jimmy Neutron? Dude, I didn't even watch Jimmy Neutron. I saw the promos for the show, and I knew that he said, got a blast.
This does not sound like the typical, beats in a way. It is cool that he's kind of flirting with the acoustic guitar and bringing, some rock elements into this SoundCloud hip hop sort of style. So it's just like, okay, I can at least give you props on that. I think I'm just giving people props for just not doing just Lil Pump. Like, I'm just like, he really is the new Soulja Boy.
But folks, for the Going Off podcast, that about wraps it up for this week. As you heard earlier in the show, we reviewed a Coldplay album. Now you may be asking yourself, why in the world would the Going Off podcast, who specialize in discussing hip-hop and hip-hop albums, review Coldplay? Well, in case you missed it, that was a Patreon requested album, and if you have an album that you would like to hear our thoughts on, you just gotta head on over to our Patreons, either patreon.com/rapcritic or patreon.com/muse. Check the page for details, and you too can request an album to be discussed on the podcast. In addition, we'd like to ask you to follow us on Twitter, subscribe to us on YouTube, and if this is your first time listening to us, all of our old episodes are on SoundCloud and iTunes. Just search Goin' Off Podcast. That's GOIN'_off podcast. And until next week, for the Going Off podcast, I'm Muse.
And I'm the Rap Critic. And if you're wishing for us to like your favorite artist, maybe you should wish it more.